Yo, 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 this is Grind2Hard. Thank you for fucking watching, yo. It's been a minute, I know, I apologize, but we're back in action, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a badass episode. We are talking about fighting, MMA fighting, and a new league here in El Paso, Texas. So let me introduce my new guest. Actually, not even a new guest. He's a guest that's been on a couple times. You guys know him. It's gonna be a good episode. Mr. Ricky Maintenance, how you doing, sir?
Yo, what's up? Chef Clay.
Chilling, I ain't chilling.
Yes, sir.
Listen, bro, we do a lot of things. I mean, we see each other every now and then. I know I haven't been in your gym lately, but I do see you, bro. I see you. You were training recently for a fight. Man, congratulations on, first of all, taking that fight, and then it was a big deal, man. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was super pumped. It was supposed to happen July 6th. It was the main event for CFC.
Yeah, main event, man.
Another new local promotion. We were all ready for that. You know what I mean? We cut a lot of weight, about 25 pounds, and we made the weight. Everything was perfect.
Yeah, man. I saw you training hard, man.
Yeah. Sometimes you prepare for a fight, you prepare to give your all, and then something will happen that'll just derail everything. It wasn't on my side. Dude didn't make weight.
Right.
He showed up 6 pounds over, like not even sweaty, like dressed up like if he was going out. Not even like I was like in shorts. I was drenched from sweat that I had just barely made the weight.
Man, so
like
you didn't take
20
it seriously
minutes
or what?
before I make the weight, I'm like super drained, and then finally I'm like waiting on the guy. I have to wait 2 extra hours. Guy shows up. He's 6 pounds over.
Damn, man.
So then they give him an hour to go cut some more weight to see if first of all, he said he wasn't going to cut no more weight. He was like kind of defeated with the whole fact of not making weight.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, fuck,
6 pounds is a lot, though.
Yeah. So if you're not within 3, they don't allow the fight to go down. So I mean, we were super ready. He showed up way overweight, and then gave him more time. He still came back like over an hour late, and then still was off by like 3.8 pounds. And he tried to do something at the end, but he was completely like just defeated. He wasn't disciplined, I think, throughout camp, and he didn't want to make weight in hopes that this shit would fall through, and that's exactly what happened. He derailed the whole train that was moving. We had a big event lined up. We were super ready, training at my gym with a lot of top guys that are super sharp. So
that's what I'm saying.
We're ready for war, bro.
That's what I'm saying, because I follow you on IG. It's Ricky Diamond Savage.
Savage Diamond.
Savage Diamond. Yeah,
yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. I follow you, man. You're training hard, man. You're putting in work. You hired a coach, right? You were.
Yeah, I had strength and conditioning coach I hired. It was not cheap, so I invested a lot into this camp.
Big time, man. And dedicated.
Nutritionist, meal preps, everything.
Yeah.
Super fucking ready.
Was it deflating? I mean, how did that go for you, man?
Nah, so I mean, you learn to adjust and adapt. This isn't the first time. This has happened literally like 8 or 9 times since I started training and fighting and doing all this stuff. So sometimes guys don't make weight. Sometimes guys don't show up.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys
It's not your first rodeo.
Guys get hurt. Sometimes you're lined up for a co-main spot, a main spot, whatever, a big card, a smaller promotion. Guys are always gonna, something's always gonna happen, especially in the sport. Like injuries happen, all sorts of stuff. But what you can control, I feel, is being disciplined and making weight.
1,000%. Yeah, for sure.
Guys that are not like willing to make weight or even trying to make weight, like you should just not be in the sport at all, because you're wasting everybody's time. You know what I mean? And that's what I think my opponent did. He went out there and wasted everybody's time.
Yeah.
They had my face on banners around the city and shit like that.
Exactly.
And I was ready to go, and then the dude shows up and fucks everything up. And,
last minute.
And then I got to put my coach's hat on instead of having my fighter's hat on. Now I got to be the coach for all my fighters. Luckily, we went undefeated that night.
Yeah, it was a good night for SVG.
Yeah. So this has been, the case lately. We've been killing it. We stay training super hard. We do Muay Thai every single day, MMA every single day. We have a conditioning program. We just got a boxing ring. So
I just saw that, man. You put that boxing ring together in your gym. Congratulations, man. That gym looks solid, dude.
Thank you, bro.
Man.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'd like to come back, man, if that's cool. You're still doing that kickboxing class?
Yeah. We got everything: cardio, kickboxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, MMA. We train kids, adults.
And if I'm not mistaken, the first class is free, right? To check it out.
First class is always free.
I'll check it out on Texas Street. It's SVG Academy. If you want to start training, or if you actually want to start training to fight, or if you want to just check it out, come down. I'll be there because I'm dedicating myself. I kind of realized a lot of things. I talked about it on the podcast maybe March, I don't know, but I got injured. I was at the SVG Academy. I was feeling great, man. I was on top of my game myself, and I got an injury. It happens to everybody, right, Rick?
Ankle injuries.
Ankle injuries. So sucks. Yeah, but I let it get the best of me, and here we are. About like 4 months later, I kind of taken the responsibility, and I'm gonna start eating right and doing better things for myself, getting better habits. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, gymming and martial arts. You just develop like a lot of good habits, being disciplined. You gotta be disciplined. Like say you slack off like a week in the gym and you're like eating fast food and drinking a bunch of soda and shit, and then you come back to the gym, like guys that you could usually like beat up or that you usually are like a little bit better than, all of a sudden they're catching up and you're getting hit more. It's just a lack of discipline. So
yeah, and that's what happens because you're training and then you see like, oh man, this is where my level is at, and then you kind of fall back. You're like, damn, I'm not at that level anymore. I can't raise my kicks as high and stuff like that. So you want to push yourself. I want to get back to that level. I'm trying to get to that mental to where I was trying to push myself, man. I stopped doing my extracurricular smoking. I started like drinking. You know what I mean? And I cut.
It happens. I mean, I feel like everything is waves, right?
Yeah,
like
for
training. Sure. Like I just came off a super long training camp, and now they're talking about a fight in October or November.
There you go.
For some local in possibly in Las Cruces. So I'm just staying ready, but yeah, our training, it comes in waves a lot of times. Obviously you want to keep training super hard, but then you're going to get injuries, you're going to have personal things might affect you. Obviously the goal is to stay always on point.
I was just talking about producer Paul before you got here. He said some of that he respects is Mayweather because he's 365 days like training, always ready. And I was saying like I would like to be a boxer like that, never got hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and won that many fights, beat up that many fighters. You know what I'm saying?
The art of hitting and not getting hit. You know what I mean? Like there's different styles in fighting, but Mayweather's style, like
boxing, anyway.
He's just like untouchable because his defense is so sharp and solid. But timing, that's one thing I keep talking to my team about. It's like timing and distance. Those are like the two main key elements. Like you could have the knowledge of the technique and everything, but you can't apply it if your timing and your distance isn't there. That's why sparring is so crucial and so important.
Absolutely.
But like a lot of technical sparring, but you gotta always have your hard sparring days. I'm not too much to one side where they're like, oh, just do technical sparring, or to the other side where it's just guys killing each other all the time. We try to develop a balance at my spot where you're gonna get the best of both worlds. We do a ton of drilling because the saying goes, drillers make killers. So a ton of drilling and just the sparring, we keep it tech throughout the week, and then Wednesdays and Saturdays are the hard sparring days. So that's where you start to develop your timing, your distance, and your toughness. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing that's super important in fighting, especially in the cage. Which I'm sure our new guests are gonna go into.
For sure.
In the cage, everything's different. You know what I mean? There's no shin guards, there's no gloves. Like everything changes for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing that blasts me, because when I first got into the gym and I was doing kickboxing, I was like, damn, I learned how to kick, I learned how to do this, wow, badass. And then you had your fight, and I got some tickets so I could see the fight, and I was like, this is insane, man. This is MMA. This is people that you see at the gym, and they're in the ring, like they're fighting, like no pads and stuff like that, like they're going at it. There's
you hear the shots, like
bam. And then I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I was like, yo, get him, motherfucker, like punch that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, I felt like I was in the ring. You know what I mean? Because like you have a certain attachment because you see these people like in the gym every day. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. So much kudos, because like you're a warrior. You and these guys that are here, like it's a warrior mental to be like, all right, shield up, let's go. You know what I mean? Like let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's different. So for me, I grew up. My dad was a hard ass, and I had to learn that. I'm like, okay, that's how you be. Okay, boom. I just started fighting. Like, okay, that fight win. Okay, cool, Dad. I'm a fighter. But it's like you got to have a passion for it. You got to have a love for the art of it and things like that. And I've learned that here at the gym at SVG. Before I was just like a street fighter, wanted to be cool and knock out motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure. That's not cool though.
that happens a lot where like guys will come in. They have a fighting background as far as like on the streets and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's just different. You know what I mean? Like real fighters are like doing this every single day. Like I'm not just getting in a street fight every month or every week. It's like my whole life is about training and martial arts. Like it almost, once you like do enough training, it almost becomes like, it's just such a habit, bro. It's just an everyday thing. That's why it's not even like it's not even fair. Like it's just a whole different level of self-defense, because I mean, have you ever seen those videos of these MMA guys that get in street fights? They derail like 4 or 5 guys. They like
in 5 seconds
murk all these dudes. Like it's so quick, and then it's over. Not always. I mean, if you get outnumbered,
street fighting versus MMA is just not. There's no contest. I mean, with the kicks and the elbows, I mean, it's just no contest.
That's why, you know what I mean. For anyone that's like getting in a fight, goes through these kinds of things a lot. Like is getting in problems and all that, like pick up martial arts, you know what I mean? Start doing training, gear your aggression in a certain direction, and things will go better. Because if it's like wild aggression that you have like on the world, you're gonna get locked up.
Lately I've been seeing in the news, here in the 915, people picking up guns rather than picking up their hands. So you know what I mean? Like
that happens.
Take some training, take some time and train. You know what I'm saying? Like learn to use your fists rather than you taking out your aggression by pulling out a gun. That's the worst, man. That's the worst.
You gotta fight with these two right here, like a man.
Straight up, man. That's where we grew up. That's where we live on, you know what I'm saying, straight up. So Ricky, I want to talk about like your timeline, man. Like, so when you before you were even in training, you were you talked about on the podcast you were doing some rapping in LA, right?
Yeah. So I used to do music,
right?
And then I've just always been like a go-getter mentality.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And like I remember back in the day, I was like 19 years old. I'm 35 now, but back in the day, I had gotten in trouble, and I was in jail, and I was doing a little bit of time, and I used to think like, damn, like I really fucked everything up, like I wish I could go back and like do things better, but I couldn't reflect on the past, so I had to focus on my future. So I was thinking in my head, I was like, damn, you know what, when I get out, I'm gonna do this, and I had this fearless like go-getter mentality.
Right.
So when I got out, I just got all my things, moved to LA. I had like $300, that's it. And I got to LA, and I just started figuring things out, making friends, finding ways to make money, just surviving, you know what I mean? And you meet people and you network. When you have a positive attitude, you're gonna meet people, you're gonna network, and good things are gonna happen. So little by little, it wasn't always like great times.
No,
there was
for
obviously
sure.
a lot of
but that bled
things.
into your amateur training, right?
Yeah. Eventually moving to Las Vegas, and then I was like, you know what, this music stuff is cool and everything, and I love it, but I feel like I always had like this warrior mentality, and I was like, you know what, maybe talking on the microphone, rapping into the microphone is not going to be everything for me. Maybe I need to go out there and then be the man in the arena.
You said your dad was actually a kickboxer.
Yeah, my dad was
some shit.
Yeah, he was a kickboxer. And I remember watching some VHS of him, like some videotapes and shit back in the day in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And I would see these videotapes, and he's throwing spinning heel kicks, landing them on dudes' ribs, and I was like, damn, that's fire. And come to find out, when I got older, I realized not everybody's dad is a kickboxer. Not everybody can do things like that. So he was talented himself.
Right.
So when I was a little kid, I was learning spinning back fist, spinning heel kicks, just regular body kicks, leg kicks, like regular boxing. So I learned all that as
I haven't sparred Rick, but if you guys, you got to watch out for that spinning back fist, right? Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I learned that from a young age and stuff like that. But
so the amateur time, how many fights did you have as an amateur?
5. Yeah, 5 amateur fights.
And then how did you like that whole like setting up? Because what was like your first amateur? Do you remember your first amateur fight?
Yeah, it was crazy because I fought he's one of my buddies now, and that's funny how that happens sometimes. Yeah. But he's from
Were you guys buddies at the time?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Now we are.
And that's what happens. Yeah, for sure.
So I beat him in his hometown out there in Albuquerque, but it was a close fight. It was a super war. He was a jiu-jitsu guy. He was purple belt, and I was a white belt. So I was brand new to jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? I was just like jumping head first in MMA, and some guys do that. You know what I mean? So I jumped in there, and it was at the Santa Ana Star Center in Albuquerque. And that day I had a tooth infection. My face was swollen. All this. all these things I could have made like a lot of people just pull out and just say fuck this. Like I literally showed up with a swollen face to weigh-ins, and they're like, the doctors were like, "Are you good? You look like you already lost a fight."
Yeah, no shit.
I was like, "Nah, I'm straight." I was like, "I have a tooth infection, but I'm gonna ice it. Trust me, it'll go down there. Like if it doesn't go down by tomorrow, we're gonna have to pull you from the fight." Damn. I was like, it'll go down. So I had to ice it like overnight. It's because when you cut weight, bro, if you have anything like wrong with you, like a tooth that might be bothering you or stuff like that, and you're losing 25 pounds, you're not, you know what I mean? At the end, you're not like drinking water, you're dehydrated. So anything
your immune system's all fucked up.
Yeah, your immune system's all fucked up. So it'll come up and it'll fuck you up. So my first time fighting, that happened, and I was still able to get the dub against my boy Josiah. And it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how it goes. But that was my first amateur fight, and that's when I realized, like, damn, I love this shit. There was so many people in the crowd, and Holly Holm was there, and it was just wild. So I was just like,
that's what's up, dude.
That's when I fell in love with the game, and after that, I
started
just
training harder and harder and harder.
Yeah. And a few years later, I won an amateur title for American Fight League in Las Cruces. It's a solid promotion back in the day, and a few years back, so now we're pro, and we're trying to make things move and stuff like that for me personally. But as far as on the promotion end, you know what I mean, because I'm still trying to fight and compete and make all this happen. You know,
coach,
guys got to make weight, and then things will happen the way they're supposed to.
Bet.
But anyway, now we have Kingdom Fight League, August 4th.
Damn.
So that's here in El Paso.
Quite a transition, Rick. Quite a transition.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so El Paso County Coliseum, August 4th. Doors open at 1. Fight start at 2 p.m. Kingdom Fight League. Don't miss out. We're on Instagram, Kingdom_Fight League. And I'm telling you, bro, this is something that has not been done before. I'm looking at, with me and my partners, me, Lamar Harris, Lonnie, we're killing it right now with this promotion, and the things we got coming are going to be epic. We got 2 title fights, a 145-pound championship and a 135-pound championship, and these fights are epic. You know what
Damn,
I mean?
dude.
We got some epic fights.
This is the first fight. This is the first event for KFL, right?
Yeah, for KFL, it used to be a different promotion, but now we've partnered up. We have a new set of guys, and now
it's you. You said
Lamar Harris. He's one of fighter.
He's a coach too, right?
He's a coach at my gym too. He's super solid. He's like 6'5". Yeah. He's a beast. And then Lonnie, he's a badass boxing coach, and he has a El Paso Youth Outreach Foundation.
What inspired you guys to come together and create this?
Yeah, so Lonnie runs El Paso Youth Outreach Foundation, and try to help out kids and stuff, and now we're doing seminars at my gym. So we just had a seminar for kids.
I was there. I brought my kid.
Yeah. You had your son there.
My son
did a great
was
job,
there, bro. He did, but I show him he's always interested. So I show him, and I shadow boxing. He's like, "Why do you do that, Dad?" And like we just do it together and stuff like that. So me bringing him there, like I was trying to help him, but like he's like, "I got this." I was like, "What the?" fuck?
He did a great job.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, you guys are good coaches. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to take your kids down there, like not just you, if you want to like train, but like take your kids down there. Like, what's the ages that you train?
From 4 years old to 12 years old.
Get them started young, because they need self-defense for one, but also it's like that mentality to be like in the gym. They need to start that young. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's badass. So your league though, like what are the weight classes that you have?
So I mean, the same weight classes for MMA. There's 130. There's 125 pound weight class, 135, 145, 155, 170, 185. 205, and then heavyweight. So I mean, it's general weight classes for
definitely a diverse roster
for fighting. Sometimes guys fight at catch weights. Like say they agree to fight in between a weight. Like my last fight was supposed to be at 140 because they had said 135.
What's your natural weight?
Natural walk around weight? 160, 165.
Damn, so you cut that much?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So the fight was supposed to be at 135, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know if I could get that low. So I was like, let's do a catch weight at 140. The guy agreed, and then he showed up 146.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So it's
that make no sense.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? There's weight classes, and everyone's obligated to make weight and stay disciplined. So
and for this league, what are the rule set? Like, is it the same as UFC style, or is
it's MMA. I mean, this is going to be amateur MMA, so there's not going to be elbows and knees.
Okay, no elbows and knees.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, they're going to be in that cage, going all out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I've gone to your gym where you have fights. Yeah, they're definitely still going all out for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. I'm having some exhibitions August 31st at my gym because I hold these local exhibitions for Primal.
Right.
Every like 2 months, every 3 months for the local guys that are just getting into fighting.
Right.
But I really want to say on the Kingdom Fight League, these fights are going to be so epic. We have the dopest matchups. You know, Lamar Harris has done a great job making these matchups, and then
that was one of my questions as far as like recruiting. How do you recruit, or how do you find your fighters for the league?
Yeah, so I mean there's fighters from all sorts of gyms out here in El Paso and the neighboring cities, Las Cruces, Albuquerque, all these other places in New Mexico, and so we'll hit up coaches and we'll find fighters, and we'll look at their record. We'll look at what they bring to the table, and then based off their weight and all that, we'll match them up with local fighters or also guys from nearby cities. So I mean, we're putting together cards that you really just don't want to miss. Like, this is really the best local talent that you can find. So you're not gonna see no back alley street fighting. You know what I mean? Like, these are trained fighters. They're killers. They're looking to put on a show for the city. So El Paso County Coliseum is gonna be crazy hyped that day, August 4th.
How does it work? How many rounds? How does it work?
So it's 3-3-minute rounds.
3-3-minute rounds.
Yeah, 3-3-minute rounds, and it's just going to be a night to remember for sure. That we got VIP tables next to the cage. We got a shout out to our sponsors, Monarch Motorsports, Sushito, Kiyoshi. These spots are super dope, guys. Hit them up.
That's what's up.
Kingdom Fight League, August 4th. It's going to be lit. The matchups are fire, and yeah, you know what I mean. We're ready for a great night that day.
So as far for the league though, because there's a couple of people that were asking about what is KFL? How do you compensate the fighters? How do they get paid?
Amateur fighting, you don't get paid until you become a pro. Then you negotiate your contract, and some people have agents. It just depends.
So you climb the amateur ladder to get to the pro, where you actually start.
Amateur is basically like proving grounds to get yourself ready. I mean, it's okay. In the amateurs is where you want to get the experience, where you want to have the battles, where you want to have the tough fights, so that you get the experience that's going to prepare you for the pros.
Okay.
And then
so none of these fighters are on contract or nothing like that.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's once guys go pro and stuff, that's when we start talking contracts and all that. Okay. Obviously, there's contracts for amateur fights as well, but it does not involve compensation.
So you, as the league, you just make the event. Your job. That's what you guys do, is make the event.
Exactly. Okay. So the event is going to be a spectacle for these guys to go out there and put on a show and highlight their skills.
All your events have been fucking badass, dude. So I can only imagine, man. You partnered up to make it even better.
Yeah.
What is the venue? Where's the venue for this one?
El Paso County Coliseum.
Damn. Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's what's up. There we go. County Coliseum, August 4th. Yo, look out for that. Yeah. KFL, Kingdom Fighting League, right?
Kingdom Fight League.
That's what's up, y'all. Look out for that. Seriously. And how would I get tickets? How do you?
Yeah. So on Ticketmaster, we got the link in our bio on Instagram at Kingdom_Fight League.
Okay.
Or you could just go to Ticketmaster and type in Kingdom Fight League.
Kingdom
and you guys
Fight
will see
League.
it right there.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a couple different options: floor seating, general seating, and there's gonna be.
What do you recommend? You got some VIP seating or something?
Yeah, like that? VIP. We got tables, VIP tables that you guys could reach out on IG and reserve. Those are some dope tables right next to the cage. So that's where I would recommend for sure.
I heard you got a personal chef cooking for him down there. Table side or something like that.
Yeah, we did have you right there, bro. You got the skills.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, for sure.
So what else, man? So your main event. Who's your main event, man, for this one?
Main event, we got this guy Jeremy Robles from SVG MMA Academy, one of my top guys. He's taking on this guy Jacob from California. Both guys are super sharp. it's gonna be a crazy.
What styles
fight.
do you know? What styles they have?
Yeah, so they're both strikers.
Yeah,
they're both strikers.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be a good show then.
Yeah,
that's your main event.
Yeah.
And what time? Like the whole show? What time does it start?
Doors open at 1 p.m. Fights start at 2 p.m. It's gonna be it's a Sunday.
Oh, is it?
So usually we have fights on Saturdays, but this is gonna be on a Sunday. It just worked out that way, and it's gonna be probably the best Sunday a lot of people have had. You know, go to church and then go check out the fights. You know what I mean?
There you go. So before I bring out the co-main event, a fighter, I want to ask you one specific question about the KFL. What legacy do you hope to leave with this league?
Kingdom Fight League is gonna be remembered as a major stepping stone for a lot of guys to make their way up into the UFC, and that's what me and my partners are looking to create, just a vibe that allows the guys to showcase their skills, highlight their talents, and get the experience necessary here at home for the guys that are from here and other guys from neighboring cities to get that experience and develop their game to be able to transition into the UFC. So we're looking to become a feeder for the UFC in time. Obviously, great things take time to progress and process. But with time, for sure, we'll become a feeder league for the UFC and end up on Fight Pass. That's the goal. That's
what I'm talking about. And this is a man that talks from his heart. I can tell you that because I've been coached by him. Every time I see him, I want to call him coach because the vibe that he brings. If you go to his gym, I'm serious. Like you'll feel that vibe, and you'll see either it's going to be something that helps you throughout your days so that you can go to work and be fluid throughout your days, or it could be something that you actually go to a gym that you go to and train and have somebody motivate you with his words. He talked about it in his last the last time he was here. He's a coach that coaches with compassion, and that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. But once you get in the gym, you'll figure it out. You don't feel like you're just a number. You don't feel like I just need to clock in and clock out. It's a vibe in there, and every fighter in his gym is willing to help you out in any way, shape, or form. So I mean, from learn how to rap your raps, or to just how much water should I drink. That's a vibe here there at SVG. So I know it's gonna bleed into KFL, man. I can't wait to see what's going on there. So I know we have the co-main event fighter here, Mr. Cesar Sandoval, but first fighter I want to bring down, his name is David Low-Key Gutierrez. Yes, sir. Tell me where you found him and what the gym that is it Empire MMA?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is a fighter from Empire MMA. They put him on the card. He's fighting.
What's up?
How you doing?
How's it going?
Thanks for coming on the show, boss.
What's up, chef?
Who's you fighting?
I believe his name is Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez. So is this your first
Jackson Week?
Is this your first fight in the ring?
This is gonna be my third MMA fight.
MMA fight.
Yes.
What's your record?
I'm 1-1.
1-1.
Yes, sir.
So what's your experience in the ring like? Because first of all, how long have you been training?
I kind of been training for a couple of years now, but consistent, barely this year probably.
Yeah.
But I've always been
you fell in love with
the combat sports and stuff. Yeah, I fell in love with the
actual training and
I didn't think I had the opportunity I had at this late.
Oh really?
I'm already gonna be 27 years old.
What was the epiphany? What changed you?
Just the opportunity. My solid peers, they're like, hey bro, you're just at home, you're not come fight,
Oh,
so
bet.
A close buddy of mine,
to train or
to
fight?
come train and fight.
And then so as you train, you're like, fuck, I'll get in the ring. I don't got no problem with that, right?
Yes sir. Yeah, of course. And
so would you start with? Because I started with kickboxing and I'm gonna bleed into jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and all that stuff. So where'd you start?
Training in Arizona.
Yeah. In Arizona. And what style did you train?
Boxing, just boxing, and then just wrestling. But I did it in 1 year, back to back.
Those are two badass styles right there, man.
Yeah, I
Seriously,
did it the same day every day, boxing, wrestling in the morning, and then boxing at 10 in the night.
Damn. Yeah. Okay.
27 is a good age. I mean, a lot of people when I started, I was 27. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's too late. It's too late." I'm like, you never know what you could accomplish. You know what I mean? It does. Age doesn't even matter.
Nah.
It's all about the mentality.
How much gas you have in the tank?
How much are you willing to put in for what you want? You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody could ever look at you and be like, "Oh, you're 27. You can't do this." You could do anything you want.
Yeah.
They think.
Yeah.
That someone
I think
that's
even if you got in the ring and
it.
somebody fucking was like lightning, man, the next fight's not gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? Every fighter is different. Me personally, I just want to train and see what I can be. I don't know where you're at in your training,
right?
But how confident are you? You feel like you want to go pro?
Oh yes, most definitely. Yeah, like if
man.
I'm gonna be doing this though, I'm definitely trying to go see how far I can go. You know, God willing. You know,
you gotta be all in,
right,
all in.
All
it's
in.
all in or nothing.
Or nothing.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm talking about with anything that you do. Whatever is your passion, you have to be all in, because if you're not, then it's not gonna. Those blessings won't come because you're not putting everything, your whole soul into it. And that's what God wants you to do, man. God gave you your purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, so do you have a 9 to 5? Like, what is your
right? No. Right now, currently, I'm not working. I'm just taking
training.
care of my son at home because my girl works like throughout the night. So no one's gonna babysit my kid from like midnight to the
everyday
morning,
struggle.
You know? So it is what it is currently. But at least I'm training. You know, I'm trying to go far with this.
1,000%. Yeah, man. That's just that vibe. Is your baby? You think your baby don't know, man? Their vibe.
The sacrifices like of a fighter, like. When you're training, sometimes it doesn't pay, when you're first starting, it doesn't pay off like in money, but the value that you get from it is the skills, and over time those skills are developed to make you the income that you're looking to get.
Anytime you manipulate your passion, it's never going to be fruitful in the beginning, because it's like, wow, I found my passion. Now you got to start the motor. You got to start biking it. You got to, get those wheels going and stuff like that. And you got to put in that work year after year. It's not just in one day. Some people get lucky, man. Some people they're handed things like that, but most of us aren't. You know what I'm saying? So being at that point, you're going down this path. What if your son said, you know what? Or I'm sorry, you have a son?
Yes, sir.
And he wanted to be a fighter. Would you support him?
Yeah,
excellent, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's all about support as well, man. Having a passion and then supporting the passion. That's the main thing. Did you get that support? Do you have a support system that helps you with the fighting?
Just me and my girl, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like obviously my solid peers. You know,
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you talk about that solid peers. You know, and many people say that. Did you hear that somewhere, or is that something that you've always said?
Solid peers.
Solid peers.
I just.
Yeah, because I know I've heard people say like my peers, so my peers, but solid peers, that you know exactly what that means. That means like directly.
Yeah, you keep a small circle. You know what I mean? You want to keep a small circle because people that got a lot of friends and make a lot of friends, generally they got a lot of snakes around them. You know what I mean? So you want to keep. You're probably gonna meet. I think, in my opinion, like. You could count your real friends on one hand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because those are like the like-minded people. Yeah,
exactly. You got to keep those people close. You know what I mean? So as a fighter coming up, like, you know what I mean? You find your group, your team, and you just push with them. You push forward, and before you know it, you know what I mean? You're gonna be holding your hand up, and good things are gonna be happening.
Absolutely. That's what's up, man. So, do you have any other passions besides this? Or is this you something you found and you're like happy about that at 27 years old?
I just want to live a good, positive, healthy lifestyle, blessed. You know, I don't want any problems with nobody. I just want to
live in the ring.
Live a peaceful freedom. Like my freedom is everything, bro. So my family is everything, you know.
Excellent.
Facts.
That's what's up, man.
Obviously this can be everything if I put in the work, like you guys are saying. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you've already done a great job, because the last event he got a knockout in spectacular fashion in a fight where the odds were stacked against him, because the other guy that he fought was very experienced, black belt in judo, solid dude, and I was just like, oh man, it's gonna be a hard fight for you. I even thought that. You know what I mean? Because I was like. Yeah, I mean, anything could happen in that cage. I knew you were tough. I knew you were good, and I just thought that this was gonna be a tough test for you, and you took care of it in the first round. So, props to you on that performance, and I just feel like, you know, like.
Can you give me an insight on how it goes with when you walk into that ring, like when they close the cage and
that's the best time.
Rick's like
I feel like you can, obviously not everyone's willing to get in the cage, right? But
yeah,
I feel like you just gotta be comfortable enough to get in the cage. Or
what's going through your head?
Don't lose.
Don't lose.
Yeah. It's kinda, but I'm an overthinker. I'll admit it. I'm an overthinker. So.
Yeah, because like me, I've learned to like control my breath. So like things that like when I do, haven't done it recently, but the wall climbing. Have you ever done that, like indoor wall climbing?
Rock climbing. Yeah.
That really gets my heart going, like anxiety's going. So I'm in the moment. Seriously. Like that, like when you get in the cage, I bet some people's anxiety's going. I just breathe. I learned to do a certain breathing technique, and then
that's the number one thing.
Like, oh shit, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's cool, man. Like as long as whatever your mentality is, don't lose, and you already trust your training. You already stepped in the ring. You're ready for it. You got your hands up and stuff like that, man. That's dope, man. Much respect. I just said like much respect to anybody who steps in the ring. I feel like you guys are warriors. You know what I'm saying? It's a warrior mental. It's a heart. Like when people talk about like having heart, it's like stepping in the ring and not being like, oh, I'm like. It's like, no, this is my. I chose to. Like when I get a tattoo, I gotta get a tattoo. I'm like telling my body, like I chose to do this. I don't know why I'm freaking out. Why is my body freaking out?
Yeah, sometimes you're in the tattoo seat and then you're like, oh shit, should I have done this?
But it's a mentality. I try to be in the mentality, like, yo, I chose this. I don't know, my body's freaking out. Like,
yeah.
It's the way it is, though, man. We step in the ring, yo. I'd like to see where my training goes. I'm gonna start gonna dedicate myself to this again, to the training. It was one of the best times in my life as far as how I felt, so I'm definitely gonna go back to that. I envy you because I see you. I went to give him props, said what's up. This guy's solid as a motherfucker, so he's ready to get in that ring August 4th.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
how did it feel when you got that knockout in the last one? Like how was that? Like
it felt good too.
Everyone went nuts in the crowd, and you found the connection. And talk about like how he said earlier, like how you saw your opening and all that.
Yeah, that sweet, the whole sequence. How did it go?
My brain triggered just to.
You said you tripped?
Yeah, once I tripped on one, because I'm not even like a kicker like that. So I was kicking, and the last kick, I literally tripped and hit the.
Like a switch kick, or you?
No, just like I guess he came in on one of the kicks, so it threw me off balance, and I fell, but I popped back up and just attacked him pretty much.
There you go.
I got the knockdown, and
so you felt, because you fell at that moment, you're like, oh shit, I don't want it to look like I'm losing.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's happened to me before. I threw a switch kick, I fell, and I was like, like I got all self-conscious about falling. Right. But in the cage, that's gonna happen. Like all sorts of weird, crazy things are gonna happen in there.
But in the moment you fucking boom, you said fuck that shit.
My brain is like fight now.
Yeah.
Like,
he came back through a combo and clipped him, you know. And there was the odds were stacked against you, and you pulled it off. So
I bet that dude has mad respect for you now, man. Because everybody was telling me, this is gonna be easy win for you. It's easy win for you, bro.
Yeah, and he's a super tough guy, and he's looking to get back on. I'm sure on one of our following
respect
cards,
to all the
for
fighters.
Sure. I mean, everyone faces their losses, but it's how you come back, how you pick yourself up, and the way that you're able to use that as fuel. You know what I mean, to push you further. And now he's got the chance to go out there and do it again August 4th, and so like
get that momentum.
How are you feeling about this matchup?
The matchup with the Alex Rodriguez from Jackson Week. I mean, I saw his fight with Rudy, and I know he can go all the way. So I know he's gonna bring it and be ready to go all rounds and be ready for anything, just like me. Yeah. So I just want to make sure I'm not.
You do that running, man. You ready to do that 3 rounds? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to make sure I make no mistakes, like that trip that even though I won.
Yeah.
But
so look, if you could tell me real quick, like, so you tripped. Is that something that you train on for? Or you like, I'm gonna make sure my kicks are tight, solid now.
Yeah. Pretty much
your
now.
And everything like
it's
that.
It's like balance.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just crazy when you're hitting without the shin guard. It's just the shin, so it's gonna smack. And whatever you hit, you could hit an elbow, you could hit the arm.
Yeah.
It just depends what you're aiming for, and like you could hit a knee.
I'm gonna tell you straight up and down, like I've only been in the game less 6 months, man, seriously doing the training. But when I hurt myself, it was focus. I was not focused, man. I was like feeling like I was like autopilot, like, man, I've done this.
You're coasting.
This is the easy training coach. Like I don't even know if, like, I was like, this is easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you do that, bro, your body says fuck you, dude, seriously. Like, so when I go back to the gym, my main thing is to be like, fuck everything else in the world. I'm focused and present right in this moment, and I'm gonna train whatever he says to do at the fullest that I can do at all times. And then when I'm done, if I'm tired, I'm sweaty, I'm falling over. That's just the way it is, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to control myself in this whole time. And the thing is, like, about training is like going full force and learning how your body works, you know what I'm saying? And I was not focused, and I rolled my ankle on a switch knee, I think, or
yeah.
And I just wasn't focused, man. And I just let my body said fuck you, and then boom, turned it like a hinge, you know what I'm saying? So I know for a fact that I did go back to the gym, and I can train again. So when I go back to now, I'm gonna train hard, and I'm gonna do the right things, you know what I'm saying? So
and the knowledge doesn't leave you. You know what I mean? It was just the body took a little break, and now it's back, and the knowledge stays with you, so you'll pick up
For sure.
pick up where you left off. Just the cardio will be a little bit.
And I took my son to his segment that he had for the kids.
Yeah, the seminar, kids anti-bullying.
So I saw how like motivated my son was, and like we could definitely bond doing that. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm like, dude, let me get back into this. Let me figure out how I can go to the fight.
Yeah, like when his son's old enough, you know what I mean. You'll probably have him at the gym right there training with you.
Yeah,
I
will. Yeah, and just that motivation of my dad did this. Maybe he's not gonna be a fighter, but he can be like, man, I could do anything, bro. This motherfucker did that.
Just gives you. I'm sure it'll give them confidence.
Yeah, and, I hope it does. You know what I'm saying?
Kids like to see their dads as heroes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that happens at birth. You know what I'm saying? I figure it's like a curse at birth, but you know what I mean? Like we got to live up to it. You know what I'm saying? We got to do the best we can as fathers. You know what I'm saying? Put it in that time, put it in that effort. You know what I mean? And be there present. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers they need guidance. They're gonna be wild animals, man. Think about it. We were like us when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, I just want to thank you for your time, bro. I'm gonna bring in the co-main event.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, man, on that fight. Seriously.
Thank you guys. August 4th, be there.
Low key, Gutierrez.
Hey, give us a final prediction. How's it gonna go August 4th?
It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. Come on, round one knockdown.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting fight.
TKO, KO.
Hopefully a KO, but
okay, KO.
He's training hard.
I'm training hard. That's all I gotta say. I'm just training.
That's what's up, man. Much respect, dude. Much respect, bro. Much respect.
Good stuff, brother.
So the co-main event over at KFL, August 4th. Who we got?
Co-main event. We got Cesar Sandoval.
Mr. Cesar Sandoval. Appreciate you coming down to the Grind2Hard podcast.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
me
you,
on
brother.
today.
Rocking the Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, you
gonna go Super Saiyan? You gonna go Super Saiyan on this motherfucker or what?
It's the Majin Caesar. I'm the Majin Kid.
Majin Kid, yeah. Majin Caesar.
So who's your opponent?
It's actually gonna be Corwin.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had a last second change up. My opponent got hurt, sadly, and we had to change it up.
Okay.
It was actually Loki's opponent. Stepped up to fight me, and then now Loki has a new opponent, which is the guy he's fighting. But yeah, it was just last second thing. You know, my opponent got hurt. It just happens in this game. You know, it just like people get hurt. You know, fights fall off. You know, like things happen, but you just gotta keep on going. You gotta see through with it. You just gotta go in the cage and fight.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity. Some people see it as, oh man, it's the end of the world, and then for some people it opens up an opportunity. Like Corwin was supposed to fight Low-Key G, and then now he's ending up in a title fight. Yeah. And he's out of Jackson Wink, so they got one of the best gyms in the world right there. That's where John Bones is out of. That's where a lot of places, a lot of top fighters come out of, and it's in Albuquerque. So he's super tough. Obviously, they come from a good team. Both of their opponents are from Jackson Wink. So I mean, these are super tough guys, and it's not gonna be easy. But I think that both these guys are ready to showcase their skills and go out there and put on a show, especially the way that they've been training. You know, they're training down there at Empire MMA together.
Oh yeah, Empire MMA.
They got a.
Who's their coach over there?
So over there we actually have it's kind of like a mixed facility. So we got Empire MMA, which is brand new actually, because it used to be Enforcers MMA or just Enforcers Wrestling actually. Okay. But then they started transitioning to like doing MMA and everything. And then we also got a Muay Thai one, which is Handsome Muay Thai. Okay. And then that one is gonna be Coach Jack. That's the coach for that one. And then the one for Empire MMA, that's Coach Charlie Vasquez. Okay. And then he's been like my main coach for a long time.
How long you been in the game?
So I've been doing MMA for actually it's been since January of this. Okay. Yeah, this is my first year doing MMA, but I've been doing wrestling since I was in my freshman year actually.
He's a natural
wrestler.
Yeah, I've been a wrestler for over 5 years. I think it's gonna go.
All region, all state. What?
I went to region, and then my senior year I got 5th place, and only the top 4 made it to state. So I didn't get a chance to go.
Damn, hey, that's still ranking that you're getting up there, man. That's skills, bro.
I got a loss to the state champ, and then I got another loss to I think it was like the number 4 or number 3 at state or something like that.
What's your wrestling move? What's your specialty?
When I wrestled,
you wrestled,
high crotch. I loved my high crotch. It would just be
pick them up.
Yeah, just go high crotch and then just like pick them up or start working behind them, and then scrambling too. I've been a big scrambler. Just kind of like just keep the pace going, make it go fast, and they get tired. Like eventually they break. Eventually they'll just like they'll gas out, and then whenever they gas out, that's when I just.
That's why a lot of the best MMA fighters, they come from a wrestling background because they're used to that grittiness. They're used to that wrestling that
that nonstop movement.
You're right up on each other, and it's like full force a lot of times. But when you have really good technique, like in your wrestling, is you just kind of start flowing with it.
Is it harder to go from boxing to wrestling? Like to learn, maybe I think it might be.
I think so. I think I had a really easy time going from like it was just kind of like my stance in wrestling. You gotta be really low. You gotta like keep your legs away. So just kind of like going into a taller stance, like getting my hands up a little bit like towards my face, keeping them here instead of kind of like keeping them out. No shit, That was kind of like the hardest part for me. But like the movement, but like the movement was there, the speed was there, like everything else was there. It was just kind of like my body position.
Yeah, I guess wrestlers like keep them here, right?
Yeah, you want to stay low. Yeah, you want to stay. You want to just be able to like react fast, shoot fast, just sprawl fast and everything.
How many times you been in the cage?
It's actually gonna be my 5th time going in. Yeah, or I was in the not in the cage. I was in the ring. I was in the boxing ring for a smoker fight actually against one of the guys from Handsome Muay Thai. That was my first fight. It was just a smoker, and then
that was like an exhibition or something like that.
It was exhibition. Yeah, it was headgear. It was just Muay Thai. It wasn't even MMA. So that one was just in the ring. But then MMA, I've had 4 so far.
And what's your experience been? How do you like you get in the ring? How do you like it?
I actually, it's just like I don't even mind it. Like I just go in there. It's just like another practice to me. You know, like I don't really think of it like like I'm scared. I'm gonna.
You think all your years of wrestling kind of like made you already used to the competition?
Yeah, like all the.
That's true. How many wrestling meets?
I went through so many wrestling meets, just so many like big stadiums. Yeah,
you just learn. You just get in there and learn.
Yeah, you just get used to it. It's something dope, that you do.
Hey, that's a fighter mentality. These two guys are ready to fight. Let me tell you, man. Damn, these motherfuckers. It's gonna be. I'm definitely gonna be there. I haven't got the VIP package and nothing like that, but I'm gonna go sit down and watch you guys fight, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm definitely interested. This is my first time meeting you guys, and both of you guys are solid. Both of you guys are really have a great mentality. I can tell your gym is. Empire MMA, they got you going pretty well, man. So I just asked him that question, man. What is the feeling when that cage closes, though? What's going through your mind?
Honestly, it's like I said, it's just like it feels like practice to me now. Just that I've like gone through so much.
So nothing's going through your mind? Like it's like a chill,
there's things going through my mind, but yeah, it's just kind of like I'm just waiting for the announcer to just kind of like go through with everything.
So you're trusting all your training. And you're just
I just trust myself. I just like it's just another practice. Like I'm gonna.
When do you decide what your first move is, or when you're gonna do? Like when you get in there, like is that why you guys like start doing this? Because I've never done it, dude. Honestly, like in a fight, I just go at it. My dad always said like be the first one to throw a punch. Don't wait for them to throw a punch.
Yeah, my coach tells me that he's like, you want to go in there and just like let them feel.
You always want to land the first shot. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's always the goal in my mind. Yeah. And like with my team, I'm always telling them we're landing the first shot.
Yeah.
Off the rip. As soon as he's within range.
Yeah.
Feel him out, see if he's gonna feint or pull back, but find your timing. Yeah. If he wants to step forward, that's the perfect time. Boom. Hit him and land that first shot, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's crazy the anticipation waiting right there. It's annoying because it feels like time slows down and then you're like in a movie, bro.
Yeah, I bet.
And then everyone's like watching and you have to just be in your own zone and go into straight tunnel vision and just see him, you know what I mean? You no longer see anything. It's just him and you have to be in that primal state. You're like an animal right there, and you got to be a calm, contained, controlled, savage animal, you know what I mean? And then you're relaxed, and the guy's also trying to be in his corner, also trying to psych himself out and get ready for you. But I think the more you flow and stop thinking, like a lot of times before fights I'll be overthinking the day before or the morning of, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna hit him with the Dan Henderson overhand, or I'm gonna do this.
You're saying the more tranquil you are throughout that time.
Just kind of relax, let it happen, like let it get to the moment. Don't try to think about the moment too much.
Try to control your heart rate, breathing.
Yeah, control the heart rate, breathe, and once you're there, just let your body flow. If you trust in your training and you trust in your preparation, you're gonna be ready. Your body's gonna flow. The more you think about it, the more you're depending on one specific movement, which could hinder you and like come back and like kind of you know what I mean? You might just be waiting for that one shot. It's like, and that's just flow with it.
I think that's what I've learned from you also as a coach. When I learned how to fight, when I learned technique and stuff like that, I'm like, damn, I can do this. Rah. You're like, Clay, why don't you just like calm down and chill, like breathe, and then like flow through that. Don't try to hit hard every single time. And like I'm like, damn, but it all makes sense with your breathing, with like longevity, endurance, all this stuff, man. It's a whole physical meditation. I'm telling you, like, I do mental meditation, which helps me throughout my days to be a better person through my anger and being kind to people. But the physical meditation is different to be kind to your body. You know what I'm saying? Be kind to your body and your temple, and also learn what your capabilities are. You know what I'm saying? Like, what your God-given capabilities are to defend yourself, to defend others. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? This is a crazy world these days. You know what I'm saying? And when you're ready, that's when you're most powerful. You know what I'm saying? So much kudos to you guys as fighters, dude. Seriously, like, I just want to ask you a question, because Grind2Hard is a podcast about motivation and entrepreneurship. So I want to ask you, like, what inspires you? Who or what inspires you?
So it actually goes like back a long time to my high school days, and honestly, I never had motivation to begin with. Like I said, I started off as a wrestler, and it's just like motivation. I feel like it's something you kind of have to like. You have to find it. It's like, because I'd wrestle and everything, but I'd wrestle less in a way to just like, oh, it's just a fun sport. Like, I get to hang out with my friends. I get to go work out. You know, like, I like working out. So it's just something that, like, just...
Which is normal.
Fun. Yeah, it's just fun. I just want to do it. And I remember my sophomore year, I think it was, or my junior year, I got my ass, like, whooped. Like, it was a wrestling match. And
ugly.
Just the whole time I was kind of like bridging. It's where like I was trying not to get pinned, and the guy was just like holding onto my neck and then just trying to pin me, and I couldn't breathe. I was fighting in that position for a whole minute, just getting choked, and I was like, bro, I'm not gonna give it to him. Like, I'm gonna get out. And I remember like just seeing how much he didn't care and how much he just kept on doing it,
cranking it.
That just like motivated me to be like, I'm never gonna go through that again. Like, ever in my life, I'm not gonna let someone just like overwork me or outwork me and do that to me. And then that just kind of what started.
That is badass. Hell yeah, man. I love that fucking answer, man. Seriously, like, that's from the heart, man. Seriously, that's good shit, man. Because some people say like their dad, some people say, you know, my son, or, you know what I mean, whatever the case may be. But I think that is a different angle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm going through life as it's chill, you know what I mean? But like, when I got put in a corner, I'm not gonna let that ever happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be stronger in the moment. I'm gonna be smarter in the moment.
Yeah, and then
that's fucking good,
from
man.
there, that's where my wrestling took off. I was just like, that's when I started going to coach Charlie with Empire MMA or Enforcers Wrestling, whichever.
Right. Okay.
And that's when I started going. I told myself, like, because he told me for my freshman year, he's like, hey, come if you want to get better. And I just never listened to him. You know, he was always there for me. He was always like inviting me to go practice with him, and I just never took that opportunity. And then until I got beat, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go.
Take up that opportunity. See, it was always there. It was always there.
And how's it feel to go through all that to get to now where you're fighting for the 135-pound championship here in El Paso, and you got, you know what I mean, you got a tough opponent, and here you are for Kingdom Fight League co-main eventing now, in this point in time, going back to when you first started wrestling and now you're here. How does that feel like in your perspective?
No, it's crazy because I don't like really think about it, because it's like you don't get a chance to think about it in a way. It's just kind of like you just have to keep on going and getting better. Flowing. Yeah, you just keep on flowing with it. Just like I get better and better every day, and it's like I'll look back every now and then, I'll be like, damn, no way. Like, I'll wrestle people, and sometimes I'll just kind of like just be crazy moves, like crazy everything, and I'll be like, damn, I used to be able to not like be able to even do any of this. I used to be like so much worse, and that's kind of like the only thinking back that I do is like, damn, I'm a crazy wrestler, bro. Like, I just think I'll just talk to myself.
Stay confident, man.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I'm like, I'm crazy with this sometimes, and I just look back at it and I'll be like, I couldn't do that before, but all my work, all my passion, everything that I put into it has allowed me to like let me move the way I do in the ring and in the mat and everything.
And then that maybe that loss that you're talking about, I know it was a long time ago, but does that help you stay humble too? Like, man, I can be beat.
Even like before that loss, I was already humble because I knew I wasn't the best, so I was already humble. But
it seemed like you're chill. Like, you had the chill.
Yeah, like I've like always try to be humble. Even like at practice, like I'll usually like I'll wrestle most of the people because none of them really wrestle. They're most like strikers and everything. So I'll out wrestle anyone.
Yeah, I've never met a chill wrestler. Like, there's no possible way you can be wrestling somebody. And be,
you gotta be all aggressive.
Real chill. No, you gotta be like fast and aggressive as fuck, man. It's all slapping skins and
it's
shit,
just like
dude.
nonstop. There's actually
and the reason I know is because I have two daughters, 15 and 16, and they wrestle. It's insane, bro. It's insane, especially when, like you said, you were bridging. When my daughter was getting pinned, she was bridging, and I was like praying. I was like jumping out of the seat, like, God, holding.
All you can do is just stay in the bridge. Like, you can't even.
It's crazy, man. But like, that's what she came and she ran to her mom, and she was upset and stuff like that. And I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast, but like, she was really upset because she's like, I'm supposed to beat that person. I knew what I was gonna do, and I didn't do it, and and she's crying, and then she's like, but, and I was like, you know what, like, Tyler, like nobody cares. Work harder. And I was trying to be like motivating. And I mean, it sounds kind of harsh, but like it's true sometimes. Like, and you kind of told yourself, and you said, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. I'm gonna learn from what I fucked up on, and I'm gonna learn from that and make sure I'm stronger and stuff like that. That's dope, man. Seriously, like much respect. The other question I have is like for another fighter. Do you have any advice for somebody who's getting in the game? Like, man, I'm a good wrestler.
You know, it's kind of like what you told your daughter. Well, like no one cares. Like just keep on trying.
Just keep going.
Yeah. So one thing that like I've learned, and it's actually thanks to my coach. You know how I told you he met me my freshman year?
Yeah.
So I was asked my freshman year. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was pretty bad wrestler, and I remember him telling me like you keep on losing because you're not trying hard enough. Like you just gotta keep on going. Like you suck because you're not trying hard enough. Like you, and then it never like I never understood. Yeah, I never understood it until like I lost that match, and I was like I'm not good enough. And then I was like I'm not good enough because I'm not trying that much. So after that loss, it was just kind of like the only like if you're like even if you're not a wrestler, like if you just want to get into it and like if you just want to be a fighter, want to get into wrestling, not even MMA, it's just like just keep on trying. Like you just gotta put in your 100% every single
It's gonna be hard.
And yeah, and it's gonna be hard. Yeah, like no one cares that it's hard for you. Like no one cares that if you're kicking a bag and you hurt your shin and you can't walk for 2 days. Like no one cares about that. Like you're gonna have to.
That's so true.
You just gotta push through.
Yeah,
keep on going.
And then you build calluses, and then shit don't feel.
Yeah, and then you just build immunity to it, and you just get better and better, and then like you'll start seeing like you won't get tired, you won't hurt as much, you won't like. Feel how you used to.
Just get used to it.
Who's your favorite fighter?
Right?
Who's your favorite fighter?
My favorite fighter in UFC or
just your favorite fighter in general?
Who's my favorite fighter? Honestly, I've been like really liking Johnny Walker a lot. It just kind of like because of
Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker.
You're in a vibe right now, seriously, because you're Johnny Walker. This is Dana White, and I'm fucking Joe Rogan, bro. I'm fucking serious right now. So keep going, bro. Fucking keep going, man. Seriously, like with all this shit that you're doing, it's for a purpose.
You're saying I'm Dana just because I'm bald.
No, because you got the riz, dog. You got the riz, dog. You got the riz, man. Seriously.
Wow.
So all the guests that come on the podcast. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to ask Gutierrez over there, but how do you pay it forward? Do you understand what that means to pay it forward?
What do you mean?
So paying it forward, like for me, like I finally achieved, like my dream was to be cooking in a badass kitchen, and then somebody say, "Hey, chef, what's for dinner?" And I achieved that dream, dude. And so my way of paying it forward is having this podcast and stimulating somebody's mind to find their passion and figure out what they want to do with their life. Because it'll be make them not only more prosperous, but also more happier in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, just manipulate that passion. What do you love? You love Legos? Man, I'm seriously, if you start collecting Legos, like loving what you do in life, you know what I'm saying? So how do you pay it forward? Is there a way that you can... Honestly, I know you're young. That's the thing.
Yeah, I never really like thought about paying it forward. I guess the most like related thing that I do to pay it forward is just kind of like I'm always down to help anyone, like, but when it comes to wrestling, because it's just like something that I know so well, or just like MMA in general is something that I know so well, that anyone that like texts me, like any of my friends, old friends, any new people that even text me, they're like, hey, like I want to get into MMA, like I see you fighting, like I want to get into it. I always tell them like I'm always open, like you can come to my practice, like I'm always there. I'm always open to just help anyone. Just
that's paying it forward,
man. Exactly, man. Seriously, keep that motif, keep that attitude, man. Seriously, because you didn't even realize that you were paying it forward, but that's the thing. Like when you do that for other people, like people are like, fuck, I gotta do this. I can't do it for him, so I'm gonna do it for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
so you're inspiring. You know, everything you're doing is inspiring the next kid. Like, there's gonna be a kid that's gonna be in the crowd that night, August 4th, at the Coliseum when you fight for the co-main event. There's gonna be a kid in the crowd that day that's gonna be like, that's gonna be me one day. You know, the crazy thing is, a few years from now, that kid might be fighting you. You know what I mean? These things happen.
These things happen, yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah,
because I fought dudes that I used to train, and then they came up. It's like it happens like that, bro. So it's crazy shit, but that's the game, and you're gonna inspire the next generation, you know.
Yes, sir.
And it's just crazy.
So Cesar Sandoval, you'll catch him co-main event August 4th for Kingdom Fighting League, Coliseum here in El Paso, Texas, y'all. Check it out, man. This is gonna be some new shit popping off. But it's the MMA scene that you've been looking for. Seriously, I want to thank Mr. Ricky Savage for coming on and talk about his new league, and also the two other co-owners for presenting Kingdom Fighting League. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the fighters coming on, Mr. Sandoval, Mr. Gutierrez. You guys are badass. You know, fucking good luck when you get in that ring. I'm gonna be there cheering you on. If you can't hear me, either way, just feel the vibe, bro. You guys fucking get that W. You know what I'm saying?
August 4th.
August 4th. Check it out, y'all. Seriously, get them tickets, and then appreciate y'all watching. This is Grind2Hard. We're back in action. We'll be back next week as well. So appreciate y'all watching. Y'all are badass. Keep going. Stay motivated. Stay positive, y'all.
Shout out the sponsors.
Shout out the sponsors.
Monarch Motorsports, House of Kings Cards,
Sushito,
sushi spot in town, Kiyoshi Soundhouse downtown,
KFL, y'all.
Empire MMA, SVG MMA Academy, Jackson Wink, all the gyms involved.